emotionally maybe, because I am a very family person. I go up to my brother's house every day, or at least try to. I stay over for tea, I sleep over sometimes, and like just having bonding, like sitting in the living room watching TV. It's kind of hard now because of lockdown. I can't just go into his house and just chill and just get on with everybody because obviously restrictions of social distancing and everything. So that leads on to a downer really, which makes me feel lonely because it's not the same. Like, you can sit there with someone, you can have company and still feel lonely. I personally go to like that environment because it makes me happy and distracts me from being alone. My first worry would be, how's this going to affect me? How am I going to cope? I had to prepare myself for anything, like whether good or bad. I had to prepare myself in case I went down bank, because of what's been going on around me. Another one would be just a simple food shop. I can't go on my own. I don't like it. I enjoy the company of someone with me, walking around with me as I do in my shop. So that was kind of difficult doing that on my own. Another one would be like socialising in friendships, because I'm not gonna lie, since lockdown has been on, I have barely spoken to anybody, not even close to like the amount of people I used to speak to, and it shows, and it's kind of sad really, but that was a thought as well. I was pleased when I found out I had entitlement to the free data. Not because I wanted to like talk to my friends all day long. That was like part of it, like so I can talk to people and keep in touch. But also for like my own entertainment purposes, because I knew if I didn't have internet, I'd be sat in bed all day, probably sleeping, eating, sleeping, and not doing anything with my days. Whereas now that I have the data, I can interact with people and maybe go for a walk with people now. I can watch Netflix on my laptop, which obviously is a plus because normal TV is a little boring sometimes and it's the same stuff. Also, I talk to people over email, like professional people who work with me. School emails I can't get onto without internet, so it's not just about messaging my friends, it's also the people that are involved with. The way the community is dealing with this lockdown, I'd say is a bit 50-50. You've got people out there that are not actually even trying with it, and then you've got people out there that are taking it a bit too seriously. Like, some things are becoming a joke. You can walk around the street and sneeze, and people are like running away from you, physically running away. Like, I think it's just a bit downgrading and a bit embarrassing. But then the people that aren't thinking about it are being a bit selfish really, because why should they get to go out and do what they want and just everybody else has to sit inside? So I think they're playing the part. I just wish it was a little bit better, because if it was, we wouldn't have had to stay in this situation for as long as we did, and that was made very clear. So thank you.